What if I told you the internet, the thing you're using right now, was never meant for fun, memes, or social media? It was actually born from fear, secret experiments, and a race between powerful nations fighting for global dominance during the Cold War. No Google, no YouTube, no Instagram. Imagine sending letters that took weeks or waiting hours for one important call. Then suddenly, a mysterious network appears capable of connecting people and ideas instantly. This invention didn't just change communication, it changed the entire destiny of human. But here's the twist: you won't believe who built it, why it was created, and how it almost failed the very first time it was used. Stick with me, because the story of the internet's birth is stranger than you could ever imagine. Welcome to Mr. Shahzaib. This is the place where history, technology, and storytelling collide to bring you incredible knowledge in the most fun and engaging way possible. And today it will uncover the thrilling, secret-filled journey of how the internet was actually born. So, grab your curiosity, because this isn't just a story about computers, it's about war, genius, and survival. The internet you know today started as a desperate attempt to protect a nation, but it ended up transforming the entire world forever. Our story begins in the 1960s, when the world's two most powerful countries, the United States and the Soviet Union, were locked in a dangerous rivalry. This wasn't just about rockets or weapons, it was also about who could control information better. The United States worried that one nuclear attack could wipe out its communication systems. Imagine phone lines destroyed, radios silenced, and armies unable to talk. To solve this terrifying problem, they needed a communication network that could survive even if parts were destroyed. That's when the Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA, stepped in. Their scientists started working on a bold project, a network that connected computers in different universities. Nobody realized this experiment, called ARPANET, would later grow into the internet we depend on today. In 1969, the very first connection was made. For huge computers in California and Utah were linked together. These machines weren't laptops, they were the size of refrigerators. Still, this small beginning quietly marked the birth of the world's first digital network. The very first word sent across ARPANET was supposed to be login, but the system crashed after just 2 letters. Lo, can you imagine? The first message of the internet wasn't a success, but a failure that changed history forever. Soon, researchers realized they could share information instantly. No more mailing papers or waiting days for updates. Knowledge started spreading faster, scientists collaborated better, and innovation began to speed up at an unbelievable pace. The network wasn't just useful, it was revolutionary. By the 1970s, more universities joined ARPANET. Then came a game-changing invention: electronic mail. At first, only researchers used email, but it quickly became one of the most powerful tools of human communication. A single click replaced waiting for weeks. But there was still one problem: different networks used different rules, so computers couldn't always understand each other. That's when Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn developed TCP/IP, a universal language that allowed every computer to communicate smoothly, no matter where it was. In January 1983, ARPANET officially switched to TCP/IP. That date is often called the true birthday of the internet. For the first time, all computers using the same rules could finally connect into one massive, unstoppable global network. As the network grew, more people started to see its potential. It wasn't just for military or scientists anymore. Universities, businesses, and eventually ordinary people were connected. The internet was no longer just an experiment, it was becoming a new way of life. And then, a British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee had an idea that would change everything. He created the World Wide Web, making it possible to browse websites with links. Without him, there would be no Google, YouTube, or social media today. The World Wide Web, introduced in 1991, transformed the internet from a technical tool into a place where anyone could explore information. Instead of complicated codes, people could just click links. Suddenly, the internet became understandable and usable for ordinary people everywhere. At first, websites were simple, mostly text and a few images, but even those early pages amazed people. For the first time, knowledge wasn't trapped in libraries or offices. It was floating online, free for anyone curious enough to search for it. Then came search engines, making the web even more powerful. Instead of hunting through directories, you could type a word and instantly get answers. It was like magic, an infinite library at your fingertips, faster than any teacher, book, or encyclopedia. By the mid-1990s, the internet exploded. Millions of people were logging in, sending emails, and building websites. Businesses realized this wasn't just a trend, it was the future. Shopping, banking, and communication were about to move from the streets to screens. In 1995, companies like Amazon and eBay appeared, showing the power of online shopping. Suddenly, you could buy books or gadgets without leaving home. This was the beginning of e-commerce, which today dominates global business, worth trillions of dollars each year. Soon after, social platforms began to emerge. Sites like 6 Degrees in 1997 and later Facebook connected people like never before. For the first time, the internet wasn't just about information, it was about relationships, friendships, and sharing moments with the world. The internet also changed entertainment. Music, movies, and games no longer required CDs or tapes. Streaming platforms allowed instant access to media, transforming how we enjoy art. From YouTube to Netflix, everything was just a click away, anytime, anywhere. By the 2000s, the internet was inside every part of daily life. Phones turned smart, making it possible to carry the web in your pocket. Suddenly, people weren't just connected at home, they were connected everywhere, all the time, non-stop. The internet also gave rise to social revolutions. People organized protests, spread awareness, and built global communities. For the first time in human history, voices from every corner of the world could be heard instantly, breaking the limits of distance and power. But along with power came problems, privacy risks, misinformation, and cybercrime. The internet wasn't just a gift, it was also a responsibility. Humanity had opened Pandora's box, and now we had to figure out how to use this tool wisely. Despite challenges, the internet kept expanding. Broadband connections replaced slow dial-up, making surfing faster and smoother. Suddenly, downloading music, watching videos, or chatting with friends became easier than ever. This shift opened the door for the modern online culture we know today. Social networks exploded in popularity. Facebook, Twitter, and later Instagram changed how we share our lives. No longer limited to private conversations, people started broadcasting their stories, pictures, and opinions to the entire world, creating a completely new digital society. Meanwhile, businesses realized the internet wasn't optional anymore. Companies built websites, online stores, and digital advertisements. If a business wasn't online, it was invisible. The digital economy was being born, shaping how people worked, shopped, and connected with brands every day. Education also shifted. Instead of waiting for teachers or books, students could access knowledge instantly. Online courses, digital libraries, and virtual classrooms transformed learning. For the first time, anyone with internet access could study subjects from any university worldwide. Governments, too, joined the digital revolution. Online systems handled taxes, healthcare, and public services. Entire nations began moving information online, creating new opportunities, but also raising big questions about privacy, security, and the growing power of digital technology over peoples. The internet became a stage for creativity. Artists, musicians, and filmmakers could share their work without needing big companies. A teenager in one country could upload a video that millions around the world might watch the very same day. By the 2010s, smartphones dominated. Apps like WhatsApp, Snapchat, and TikTok created new ways of communicating. From funny memes to serious debates, the internet was no longer just information, it had become the heartbeat of modern culture and youth expression. Cloud technology made storing information easier. Instead of keeping files on a single computer, data moved online, accessible anywhere. This innovation allowed businesses to grow faster, remote work to expand, and collaboration between teams across continents to become effortless. But with this came new dangers. Hackers, identity theft, and fake news spread rapidly. The internet was no longer just a tool of progress, it was also a battlefield where trust, truth, and personal safety were constantly under attack. Still, the internet's growth never slowed. Billions of people joined online communities, creating the largest gathering of humanity ever. For the first time in history, the entire world was connected, breaking down barriers of distance, culture, and even language. Today, more than 5 billion people are online. The internet isn't just a technology anymore, it's the nervous system of our planet. Every second, information flows like electricity, connecting families, businesses, governments, and dreams across oceans and continents. From sending a single broken message low in 1969 to live streaming across the globe today, the internet's journey is breathtaking. What began as a military project has become the foundation of modern life for billions of people worldwide. Think about it, the internet gave us online shopping, virtual schools, instant communication, and even digital revolutions. It is no longer just wires and codes, it is a living, evolving ecosystem shaping how humanity survives and grows in the 21st century. Yet, with its power comes responsibility. The internet is filled with opportunities, but also dangers. How we use it determines our future, whether it becomes a force for unity and progress, or a weapon of division and misinformation. The next chapter is already being written: artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the Metaverse. The internet is no longer just about information, it's about entire worlds where people work, play, and live inside digital spaces that feel just as real. We are standing at the edge of a future where humans and technology are more connected than ever. The question is, are we ready to handle it? The internet's story isn't finished. In fact, it's only just beginning. From ARPANET to TikTok, the internet's path has been filled with failure, genius, and revolution. What started as for computers in 1969 is now the beating heart of human civilization, shaping how we think, work, and dream together. Every click, every post, every message adds to this massive story. You and I are not just users, we are characters in the internet's history, shaping how it will grow, evolve, and influence the generations yet to come. So, the next time you send a text, watch a video, or search for an answer, remember you're part of something extraordinary. The internet isn't just a tool, it's the biggest human invention of all time, connecting us like never before. And that's the incredible story of how the internet was born. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Mr. Shahzaib for more amazing stories. And hey, tell us in the comments, which country are you watching from?